Hello, everybody. Welcome to the penultimate, that means second to last, reading from Andrew and the Magic Giveash ometer. Hope you've been enjoying it. I'm kind of feeling a bit sad that it's coming to the end, but anyway, the two very short chapters I'm going to read to you today. Meanwhile, back at the GoGo and Soul Survivor. Okay, so meanwhile, back at the GoGo. One of the most ADHD friendly pastimes that I ever experienced was a club lifestyle known as Northern Soul. Some of you more mature readers may have heard of it, but if you haven't, I'll give you a potted history. Its closest living relative is the rave scene, but Northern Soul came out of the remnants of the mod scene in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. It was kick-started at a club called the Twisted Wheel in Manchester, morphed into the Wigan Casino Club, the Blackpool Mecca, and ultimately spread all over the country. The concept? Dance all night to high-energy soul music at gigs called all-nighters. Usually midnight Saturday till 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. These all-nighters were perfect for my turbocharged brain. The music was mostly but not always fast. The songs were full of emotion. Big, muscly guys and girls in circle skirts would be dancing with their hands clasped to their hearts, mouthing the words to a record even the artist who recorded it couldn't remember. The music was exclusive too. Quite often, individual clubs and the word of what was happening and where travelled in an almost supersonic pre-internet fashion. This was an elitist scene, that's for sure. In my teens and early 20s, every waking hour in the week was living for the weekend. Where were we going to go? Warrington, Keele, Bradford, Leighton Buzzard? The list was endless and the scene was unerringly vibrant. And when you arrived at a club, you probably knew half the people. It was a safe environment, even though it didn't look like it. Predominantly working class and northern, I must have stuck out like a sore thumb. But I never felt out of place. In fact, when I look back now, I do wonder how many of the faithful were ADHD. Quite a lot, I reckon. This was my world and these were my people. Craig and Daryl, whose house I all but moved into at the weekends. Gary, who used to come to my flat in Montpellier, Cheltenham after all-nighters when we were too tired to spend time with his parents on a Sunday. Ken, Kath, Adam, Dave, another Sunday regular, Pekka, and another great pal, Dave, who was as close to me in proximity as anyone could possibly get. He did always seem to be there. I should have charged him rent and plenty of others. Sadly, only about half of us lived through the mayhem. Sole survivor. Deaths in my circle of friends have always seemed to be disproportionately high. They seem to drop like flies wherever I get near them. It started at school. There was a boy who was a Jehovah's Witness. I'm ashamed to my very soul that I can't remember his name. The other guys called him Perfume Boy, and he was bullied mercilessly on the school bus. Most of the time, he would sit with his sister, but occasionally I would sit with him and chat. He was a very gentle person. One night he got off the bus and was killed instantly when a car hit him. I'll never forget the look of loss on his sister's face when she came back to school without him. They had been inseparable. I sincerely hope you are one of the 144,000, my friend. When I was at the YMCA, I made friends with an active member of the Liberal Party. Me, I'm not a political animal, but he was a fun guy to hang out with. His name was Andrew Pennington, and he used to keep me in cigarettes and coffee. Some years later, Andrew was at a surgery with the local MP Nigel Jones when a man came in and attacked the MP with a samurai sword. Andrew tried to defend him and lost his life in the process. If Andrew's parents are out there, I would just like to reiterate what everybody else says about him. He really was one of the good guys. Another great pal of mine named Nigel died of a rare tropical disease. I used to smuggle his ciggies into the hospital. Dave fell over in his flat and died. Dave did a lot of falling over, but what a guy. We never shared a flat together, but he seemed to live on my settee for about 3 years. Laura offered me a settee to sleep on for as long as I liked, just before she got run over by a car on her way to the kebab house. Pekka took his own life, and dear old Ken was taken by cancer. Gary, my oldest and closest surviving friend, suffered a horrific head injury, but as you will have surmised if you were paying attention, Gary is still very much alive. Why am I telling you this? Because sometimes I feel like somehow it's all my fault, and that I am some kind of angel of death. But the other weird thing is that I don't process death anymore. It's like death has deprioritized itself in my ADHD brain. When someone dies now, I won't go as far as to say I feel nothing, but I certainly don't get all worked up about it. And why? Easy. Executive functioning pops up again, and everything gets processed. All wrong again. Have a lovely day, friends. I hope you're enjoying the book. As I say, it's the last instalment tomorrow, so maybe I'll start again right from the beginning again. Remember, $7.99 on Amazon, $4.99 on Amazon Kindle, and if you've got Kindle Unlimited, it's free. Peace, love, stay out of trouble. Peace, love.